Is there any difference between a driver that was professionally fitted in 2018 and a driver that was professionally fitted in 2020? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. Guys, first things first guys, I'd like to warmly welcome you all to the channel. Guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. But if you are new to the channel, please take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button below. That way you won't miss any of the great golf related content we bring to you guys every single day. In today's video, as you can see, we have a Titleist TSI3 and also a Titleist TS3. Now, I was professionally fitted for both these drivers a couple of years apart by Titleist themselves, and after testing the Titleist TSI3, it did bring back some pretty good memories of the Titleist TS3. So we're going to test them both out today, and this video isn't really a test between the Titleist TS3 and the TSI3, and you're probably going to find me a bit weird me saying that, but it's more a test of me. Have I progressed since 2018? These drivers are fitted by Titleist fitting experts, so there should be the creme de la creme, the premium, the cream of the crop when it comes to drivers for my game. And with all the golf balls I hit, with all the products I test, with all the course vlogs I do, surely since 2018 I've got better at golf. I'm not sure that's entirely going to be the case, but it is going to be very, very interesting to see if there's any difference between this Titleist TS3 or the Titleist TSI3. Remember, neither of these clubs are cheap or were cheap at the time of them coming out. I do think it's about time we met the competitors. So in one corner we have the 2018/2019 Titleist TS3. This is fully equipped, as you'll see, in 8.5 degrees loft, however with a D2 setting. So that's actually down in loft. That's playing 7.75 degrees with an ever so slightly upright lie angle. The whole point behind that during the fitting was to bring the strike more into the middle. We would sacrifice club head speed because the shaft is ever so slightly shorter than standard, but it is an even flow, 6.5x 65 gram. It's a beautiful white finish as well. Now, like I said, the idea here is that we might lose club head speed, but we would gain ball speed on average because I would strike it more out the middle of the face more consistently. If I went for a club fitting now, I really don't think we would be looking at an upright lie angle because, as we all know, my bad shot has famously become that way. An upright lie angle isn't going to help that. So that's the first club we're going to test, and then in the second corner, representing 2020/2021, is a 9-degree Titleist TSI3. You'll see that that is a B1 setting, and we also have the adjustment slightly in the heel at H1. Now, the idea behind this is to maintain ball speed on those slightly heely strikes. We have a hazardous 6.0 low spin, so we've graduated down, or we've been relegated into the hazardous 6. Now, usually when I get fitted, it is between a hazardous 6 or a 6.5. On this day, it was a 6. It's the hazardous RDX smoke shaft, which is a new shaft for 2020. And as you'll see looking at this, it is ½ an inch longer than the TS3. Let's start TS3. So I've had a good warm up. I'm gonna jump in and out of these clubs, which does feel weird actually. It's amazing how different ½ an inch on a shaft can feel. Now, what wins? Is it the best dispersion? Is it the longest driver on average? Best dispersion should be this one, shouldn't it, really? And that's a really, really good start. That is a really good start. That's, got muddled up my words there. That's a 274 carry, 282 total, and a sub 2000 spin. Should we move on? It is going to be so interesting to see how different the club head speeds are on these as well. That's at 103, which is low, but then ball speed's up at 155, which is okay. That's even better. That's massive. Maybe I should, maybe I should just put this back in the bag, and then I did game this for a while actually. So we will go in groupings of 3. Guys, as you all know, it's so important to me that you are a part of my videos. And by that, I mean, I want you to smash those comments below, guys. When was the last time you got fitted for a driver? What was it? And are you considering getting fit for another driver in the next few weeks, months, or in the next year. Right, this for 3 fairways in a row, and that was a long one. Does feel comfortable with this length, I must say, down at address. That was a little bit heely, and that's the one we don't. That's the one where the lie angle might potentially be hurting us. It's not worth a shout, not yet, but that's still a long way. But unfortunately, that's the first one that's, yeah, over that way. Right, first time moving into 2020. I'm going to say 2021 because 2020 has not been a great year for anyone. So I'm going to put 2021 in the title. To be honest, I never want to hear the numbers 2020 ever again. Now, all of a sudden, this feels really long. The head feels a little bit smaller because it's so long, but the shape is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I've hit that really good again. Club head speed up ever so slightly, ball speed up massively, and that's, I mean, that's spun at 3,000, but we're still up there at a pretty decent carry. That was a little bit, just a smidge toey. I'm not going to lie, I'm not really too worried about that. The sound of these two clubs is totally different. If you are a Titleist fan and you've tried the TS3 or you have a TS3. In fact, Rich Lefty, I know you're going to be watching this, so one of the guys who comes to me for online lessons, Rich Lefty, SoCal, I think your tag is, but basically Rich, I know you've just moved out of TS3 into TSI3. How are you finding it? Rich, get it in the comments below. Were you fitted for it? Let me know. I'm going to pin that comment so that guys can, I think Rich is nearly down to scratch actually. He must have a good coach or something. But so you guys can read about how Rich's experience has gone as well. And I'm not going to tell you, Rich, that I've said this, so I'm assuming you're going to watch the video. And when you do, get in the comments below and I shall pin it. Also, anyone that wants online lessons, by the way, feel free. Rich is doing all right and it's just nice to get involved. Next shot. Really, really pleased with how I'm swinging actually at the moment with these. Again, higher spinning, that's dropped carry a little bit, but I'm really not bothered if that's the outcome. Was a bit high out the face maybe. So remember guys, there's a huge loft difference in these two clubs from the two different fittings. This is a 9-degree standard. And interestingly, you will see on both the heads that the old Titleist TS3 does have half increments, so 8.5, 9.5. The new ones have just standard 9 or 8 or 10 or whatever. Titleists say that is because you do get that much more kind of forgiveness with the TSI range, so you don't need that extra half a degree loft to help it launch. And I'm definitely seeing that because these are going really high. Should I loft this down and turn it into a bit of a machine? Oh, I've hit that good though. That's an absolute knuckleball. Oh, I love my job sometimes when it goes like this. Let's go back into 2018 and back into the TS3. So, how many shots is a fair test for this? I always wonder because I never like to hit too many, because if you smash driver after driver after driver, just like in a fitting or a practice session, it becomes irrelevant. It becomes, well, it just becomes a bit of a workout, doesn't it, rather than an actual practice session or an actual test. So I'm going to go 3 rounds of 3, 9 shots each. That should be enough. We're not taking any out. And let's see what the averages do. Right, back into the slightly shorter and louder TS3. Oh, good, that's... I mean, the low spin element of this TS3 is quite staggering. You'll be amazed to see the difference if this carries on in the spin generated in this. I mean, those ball flights as well are absolutely wonderful and low. And this is where the shaft length debate that Bryson and Phil Mickelson and others are having is mega interesting, because unless you're so skilled and talented, nobody cares what your club head speed is. It's all about what your ball speed is. How fast is that ball travelling towards hopefully the fairway? Because if you don't strike it there almost every time, club head speed's irrelevant. There's no point having 130 club head speed and hitting it there. It needs to be there. I really have the desire to go and play now. Second round for the TS3 is looking good. To be honest, the whole thing's looking good. Maybe a bit of a break is what I need. Oh, stop it, James. Stop it. Now, incidentally, you will see here that the TSI3 is set to a B1 setting. And as you'll see here, that does equate to a standard loft but a little bit of fade, which for me, with the bad shot being left, obviously the fitting is more recent, and whenever you go to fittings, the big thing you have to do is answer questions openly and honestly. There's no point going to a fitting, and when the fitter says, what's your bad shot, you saying, well, you know, I don't really have one. I kind of just hit most fairways. I'm just looking to increase my distance. That's not what I said at all. I said to the guys at Titleist, when I hit a bad shot, all I hear is babies crying, women screaming, and just the left side of the golf course being on fire. That makes no sense, but it did to me. Right, TSI 3 again. Swinging so good. The TSI 3 is spinning that bit more, actually. Look at that! It is going to be mega interesting to see the difference. I think distance-wise, this might just have it. But accuracy-wise, I'm so glad I'm swinging well today. So glad I'm swinging well today, and then you hit that. That's done really well, because that one came out of there. Right. Last shot of the second round for TSI 3, and as we're starting to, I might as well compare these for you as drivers, and they sound totally different, they look totally different, and apart from them both saying Titleist on them and being all black, to be honest, I'd really struggle to compare them. They're just so different in feel and flight, and obviously the settings are different, aren't they? Oh, it's just stop, just sit. 4 left. Right guys, final 3 shots with TS3, then we're going to go into TSI 3. I'm not going to talk you through too much more about these now because I feel like you've heard it all already. Look at the right side of that golf course. Why have I said that now? Oh my God. You know, if anyone is looking for kind of a cheaper driver this year, the TS rate, I mean, that's how did I not game this longer? I did game it for a brief spell. That's creeping a little bit left, but I'll take it. And it's funny though, because this test could have gone one of 2 ways. If I'd have swung how I have been swinging, it would have kind of been here, there, and everywhere. I do think this is the most consistent that I've swung for a long time. That could be to do with both these clubs being fitted for me, so I feel more at home with them. I feel comfortable with them. I feel like they should work. Or it could be to do with me actually thinking about what I'm doing for a change and having a few swing thoughts. Right, last shot with TS3. I mean, how good is that? I've just started that left and just peeled it back round. Oh! Stop making stupid noises, but this is so good. I'm loving this. Right. I'm not going to lie, I think we need 3 good swings here for 2020/2021. I said I'd never say that before, didn't I? To kind of be up there and win. I don't care who wins, by the way. It really doesn't bother me at all. So I've just been trying to smash off them for a while. See, when I nail TSI 3 at the moment, I know it's because the shaft's longer, it's harder to, I suppose what I should say, it's harder to nail. So I felt like I nailed that one. I looked down at the face, and you'll see there it's ever so slightly out of the toe. So club head speed's up, but ball speed is like the said down. It's a lot higher as well. I really would like to go and play golf right about now. This is the best I've swung for it. Don't say it. Don't say it, James. Oh, good Lord. I mean, that felt like Bryson. All I'm going to say is that felt like Bryson. That's nowhere near Bryson, but it felt fantastic. One more. And this is, I'm not going to lie, and I'll say that a lot, so I apologise if that winds anyone up, but this is the most fun video I've done in ages, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. I hope that's come across in the video. Right, come on, we're going to nail this one now. Cut! You're supposed to cut! I'm going to take it. It's in the left-hand rough, but it's on the golf course, and that's all that matters to me. So, guys, that is 3 rounds of 3 with the Titleist TSI 3 and the Titleist TS3. Say 3 more. I ran with that in my head. I didn't plan that at all, but that's 9 shots hit with both a 2018 fitted Titleist driver and a 2021 fitted driver. How much difference is there? Should you upgrade? Should you go and get fitted now if you were fitted in 2018? Let's take a look. Right guys, I really enjoyed that. You can see here the dispersion for the TSI3, which is the current fitted driver. Out of 9 shots, I'm not going to lie, again, those 6, that almost brings a tear to my eye. Those 3 I can forgive. My bad shots are generally over, down, out, somewhere. They end up in there. They end up in the ping ball bag, yeah. But generally, really happy with those. Quite surprised in how high they've gone, but I've been trying to launch it a little bit. Really happy with the consistency of these swings. Look how much lower they are. And that as a grouping, again, for probably 8 shots there, I'm really happy with. I think that one would worry me, but obviously that does come down to pilot. If I would have made that swing with the TSI3, it probably would have been a little bit worse with the shaft length being a bit longer, but that swing just isn't a very good swing for me. It's the one that's destructive. It's the one that stops me playing good golf, really. I'm just happy it hasn't reared its head that often today. So I'm struggling to split those really in that, obviously, that one is the destructive one, and I think those 3 with the TSI3 again, would be still in play. So guys, hit the comments below, which one do you feel like has won dispersion? And I'm really, actually, I mean, how tight they are. That's such, I never spend this long talking about dispersion, but I feel like I've swung that consistently today. It's actually worth time talking about it. That's got to be down to the shaft length, hasn't it? How have they performed numbers-wise? 2018 to 2021. Oh, carry-wise, they're exactly the same. 2, 7, 8. We've got a little bit more rollout with the 2018 TS3 because of, obviously, the loft, I would imagine that is. Club head speed ever so slightly down, as we said. Ball speed ever so slightly down, as we said, as a result of that potentially. Spin rate slightly down as well, which I think has given me a more penetrating flight and albeit a better flight. So, what do we think? So guys, what do we think then? Just to put that in context to you, the peak heights there were 144 and 159 feet in the air on average. That is a huge difference. Obviously, the loft difference there has played a vital role, a pivotal role, you might say. The shaft length, I think, has played quite a big role in the dispersion as well. I think it goes to show that, would I be that bothered? So say if I had the TS3 and then I went to Titleist and said, fit me for the TSI3, and if it works, I'll pay the difference and I'll go and get one. Would I be doing it off the back of this fitting? I potentially wouldn't. Would I want to see more bad swings in a fitting? Yes, I absolutely would. Although I've laughed and joked with you today, I've swung that particularly well. I've really enjoyed it. I feel like I should go and probably try and get on tour. No. But I do think that I would like to see more mishits, more bad shots, because I do think that's where potentially you might start to see a little bit more of a difference. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed that. I hope I'm really surprised how close they were. Although I think when you swing that consistently, and I'm not joking now, we're back into the realms of seriousness, when you swing that consistently, you're going to struggle to find drivers that do differentiate that much. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed that test. I've loved it. So yeah, if you share my enthusiasm, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave us a like, comment below which one won dispersion. Would you go and get fitted again? Are you going to go and get fitted again? And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.